The 2023 Platinum Racing Products GT-R Festival was the biggest and best yet. Not just by a little bit, but by a lot. 7,000 people and over 500 cars converged on Sydney Dragway to celebrate the legendary GT-R. This year truly was a festival with so much to see and do. Drag racing at one end, motorkhana at the other, and a giant trader's alley in between filled with amazing cars and products. Plus, there was the Garrett dyno cell and the showcase and GT-R Elite display areas. There was also Australia's top tuning shops out in force, plus display areas for R32, 33, 34 and R35 GT-R, as well as the Nismo meet and the Supercar row. Throw in kids rides, new build unveils, on-track entertainment, DJ, VIP areas, food trucks, and international guests, and the event nearly had it all. This year, there was also over $25,000 in cash and prizes and over $20,000 worth of trophies across the show and shine, drag racing, and dyno competition. Things certainly stepped up a few notches. The international guest for 2023 was international renowned photographer Larry Chen, Mickey from Throttle, Andre from High Performance Academy, and Sakamoto-san from Garage Active. There were numerous photo and autograph sessions throughout the day for fans to meet them, but they were also there to get content and help showcase the Aussie GT-R and car scene to the rest of the world. Larry worked flat out both before and after the event, featuring cars and content that you'll be able to see on both his social media and soon on his own YouTube channel, plus the Haggerty YouTube channel as well.
Well, I knew that it existed, but I didn't realize the scale of this event. I've been to a lot of GT-R events all over the world, in Japan, in the US, and in Europe, but they were nothing like this. This was insane. It's the first time I've seen them do burnouts. It's the first time I've seen them go down the drag strip that quickly. The fact that these things were just earth-shattering in terms of like how much power they're able to put down and the way that they go out of the hole and the wheelies that they do, it just was something I've never seen before.
Throttle will also be covering GT-R Festival, plus some other cool content from the Sydney car scene. High Performance Academy will be featuring the latest and greatest in GT-R tuning technology.
I didn't really know what to expect, but I mean, the event is amazing. The quality of the cars, the builds here, particularly in Sydney, are just next level. So it's blown my mind. Absolutely amazing.
Sakamoto-san spent a week in Sydney visiting workshops and doing the tourist thing, but he also spent a day at Dartone Racing, who are the Garage Active official dealers in Australia, helping prepare the first 2 Garage Active Australia cars to display at the event. Keep your eyes peeled for a full feature on Sakamoto's trip. The Garage Active Australia R32 is a work of art, with custom work everywhere. It was painted by Brian El Hassan and only came out of the booth on Tuesday before the event, giving Anthony and the team at Dartone Racing only a few days to get it assembled as much as they could. We can't wait to see it fully finished, but even as a work in progress, it stole the show when it arrived on the Motorsport Towing tilt tray in the morning. The car was supposed to be unveiled, but the grand entrance through the crowd would suffice. That left 3 cars to be unveiled at the PRP GT-R Festival. First up, our own R33 Skyline GT-R, Project No Secrets. It was an honour to have Sakamoto help Susie pull the covers off the car and have Mickey and Larry check it out as well. The car is now finished externally, so now it's time to get cracking on the running gear and interior. The next car unveiling was from Motorsport's mechanical customer, Rob Kristevsky.
MSM's new R35 GT-R Pro Mod drag car. Put your hands together, guys.
The final unveiling was Andrew Hanneson's R33 Skyline GT-R N1. The car is a 400R tribute using genuine 400R parts, plus an MSM spec built engine with over 450 kilowatts and detailed inside, out and underneath. Also new for the 2023 PRP GT-R Festival was the GT-R Elite section by Cultura Auto Lifestyle. This section was broken down into tuner, motorsport and collector. The motorsport section was headlined by Greg Boyle's Vulcan Tyre R32 Skyline GT-R. This car was the last Skyline GT-R to ever race at Bathurst, competing in the 1993 James Hardy Bathurst 12 Hour, finishing 4th outright. It's been 30 years since it bowed out of production and Group A racing in Japan, and it was great to see the car on display at the event. We also had our own Group A tribute car on display as well. Representing drag racing was the Birong Automotive R32 Skyline GT-R drag car. And for circuit, Croydon Racing Developments bought out Stu and Drew's crazy R34 GT-R track cars. Michelle Geyer bought out Extreme GT-R for everyone to check out, sporting some upgrades for this year's World Time Attack Challenge.
Hi, I'm Michelle, the owner of the Extreme GT-R. So I went on the journey of creating a time attack car. It wasn't planned to be quite the weapon that it turned out to be. My budget started off much less than what it ended up being. 2019 we came back, Brad Shields driving and won. So it was a great thing to sort of, to put all that effort in, come back and actually get that win in, and it was the greatest feeling and I'll never ever forget that. And then we had 2022, we went out with Tim Slade driving, we broke the record, but we did an engine as we crossed the finishing line. Actually it started to break down the straight and we got a lap time in, broke the record, and we thought we had to sit out the rest of the event and hope that it didn't happen. But at the shootout at the end, we did just get pipped. So by 1/10 of a second, I think it was very, very slight margin. But so now we've got go back and see what we can do in 2023.
Look, I come in pretty late on this build. It was Mark and Michelle's baby. We've just tidied up some loose ends effectively to start with. This year's a fairly significant change with getting Sydney Composites on board. The aero upgrades from last year are really significant. The drag values, which we'll test on the 13th or 14th, I think, which will be really interesting. I expect to see an improvement of somewhere around 12 to 15k an hour down the deep end. This engine this time is a new generation, a high compression engine, still running the same 76, 75 precision. Properly tapped, they'll make nearly 1400 horsepower for a lap. The car's now a relatively well sorted bit of gear, and I think it's going to be really competitive.
Carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Fender?
Yeah.
Carbon fiber?
Yes.
Wow.
This one?
Wow, this one? Oh, bonnet, carbon fiber?
Yes. Approved. Carbon fiber
roof.
approved. Roof?
Carbon fiber?
Yes, I think
yeah.
so.
Oh, door?
Doors carbon
Oh,
fiber.
door, carbon fiber.
Mirror?
Oh, yeah, carbon fiber.
Yeah, I think it's
Wow. All carbon fiber.
All carbon fiber?
Australia, all carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about inside?
Carbon fiber. Oh, dashboard? Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Oh.
Oh, wait, hang on. This
Wow. Wow. Carbon Kevlar.
Kevlar carbon fiber.
Wow. Nice car.
Nice car. You
Nice
like it?
car.
Can we have your approval?
Wow, very nice car.
Michelle took out the Showstopper Award in the Show and Shine for quite obvious reasons. The tuner component of the GT-R Elite section saw some great highly modified examples. The GT-R Elite collector area was huge and contained some of the rarest models and specifications of GT-R. From old school through to V-Spec Tourneur, and there was even one of the largest gatherings of N1s ever seen anywhere in the world. Larry Chen did a feature on the N1s that you'll be able to see soon. The GT-R Elite Collectors area was curated by Andrew Hannison and Cultura Auto Lifestyle, with help provided by event sponsor Motorsport Towing, who used multiple tow trucks and transporters to ferry cars to and from the event for display.
I thought it was a good opportunity to partner up and help the cause and the whole scene as a whole. We figured we could help. We've got a very special truck that caters to very low cars. It's a good event. There's good cars, you see all the workshops, you see people with families. It's a good atmosphere. There's some racing. We like racing.
This year's Show and Shine was supported by XCMG Sydney, who had machinery on display, and you couldn't miss their excavator archway in the Traders Alley.
Being a big GT-R fan myself, a lot of the people that are into the festival are also in the civil industry, so it kind of goes well together, and to be honest, I'm more than happy and proud to support the GT-R festival. It's my second attendance to the GT-R festival. I didn't have a stand here last year, I just rocked up like everyone else, and it's good to see it growing and bigger and better.
They put up $1,000 for Car of the Show and another $1,500 prize money spread over the 6 main awards in the Show and Shine. The billet trophies from Platinum Racing Products were incredible, as were the 2 custom 3-piece wheels from Produce Factory, using R32 and R33 wheels as trophies for Best in Show and Quickest Car Outright. Mark Newton bought along one of each colour of Australian-delivered R32 Skyline GT-Rs and also won Best Concourse GT-R in the process with his own car.
G'day guys, my name's Mark Newton. I've helped organise the 3 ADM cars that you see in front of you. This is car number 26, car number 98 and car number 8 down the end. There's actually one of each of the colour types that the ADMs were released in. These are the only 100 cars outside of Japan, officially released by Nissan. Car 98 has been restored. Cars on either side are unrestored. One's quite low kilometres, being 39,000. My car is 61,000.
Peter Langdon brought along his R32 N1 as well as his Prince Skyline and Hakasuka Skyline, which won Best Old School.
Hi, I'm Peter. I own this car, the Prince, and there's an N1 down there. It's a 1967 Prince, and that was the beginning. Prince actually allocated the name Skyline, and then Nissan took over Prince in 1967, and the name Skyline went with Nissan, designed as a race car by Prince. They didn't win the 1966 Grand Prix in Japan, but they came second through 6th, and that set the Japanese public on fire in terms of motorsport. That car there is a 2-litre car, but it's got a limited slip diff, 5-speed gearbox, 100-litre fuel tank, triple carburetors, and was designed to go racing. So Nissan took over Prince in about 1967, but the engineers from Prince all went to Nissan, and the Hakosuka was actually designed by Prince but put to the market by Nissan. 4-door in 1969. They went racing immediately, again with all Prince technology, and between 1969 and 1972, this one came out in 71, it was designed also to go racing, the GT-R. So between the 4-door and the 2-door, they won 50 races on the trot, and that established the name Skyline, in particular GT-R. So this car is the same body shell as a genuine GT-R, but the engine is different. It's an L-series engine, so I imported the car after looking for one for 18 months in Japan, brought the car to Australia, and then did a full bare metal restoration. So it was, the thing is to find one with the least amount of rust. We've, as I said, done bare metal, cut out all the rust. Very expensive resto, but it took about a year to do the basic restoration. I put a race L-series motor in there, 3.1 litre, bored and stroked. Started off on coilovers. It's now on airbags, so hence the stance. Really nice car, quick car. So that's the story. But the Prince involvement with Nissan, the name GT-R, Skyline, all basically came from Prince. Those engineers carried all the way through to the R32, and so yeah, you can't underestimate Prince's influence on Nissan in terms of racing. Okay, so this is a 1999 N1 R32 GT-R. The significance of N1 was that Nissan developed a number of cars that were basically designed to go racing. So they are lighter in weight, there's differences in the engine, different turbos. They didn't come standard with either ABS or air conditioning, they were options. Some of the cars, a lot of the cars went racing, some didn't. There were 158 of this particular model made. This is number 59, so they're all numbered. One of the rarest GT-Rs. They also made N1s in the R33 and the R34, all different specs and numbers, but essentially they're the basis of cars to go racing.
Josh from Norrie Factory bought his car down from Queensland and took out Best R32 GT-R, earning him the $250 prize money thanks to XCMG Sydney and one of those incredible billet trophies. Farhad came down from Queensland, winning Best R35 GT-R in Hypo GT-R. Andrew Hannison's 400R Tribute N1 that was unveiled took out Best R33 GT-R. And Ricardo's King JDM from Cultura took out Best R34 GT-R and Best Interior. Choosing car of the show was a tough one, with so many worthy candidates. But it was David Abreu with his R32 Skyline GT-R named Thor from Croydon Racing Developments that took the win. He actually missed the show and shine presentation as he was out drag racing and taking more trophies. But more on that in the next episode of coverage of the 2023 PRP GT-R Festival. The judges had a tough time in 2023 with so many incredible cars to choose from. Our two main judges were Marianne, who has won Best in Show before with Killer 32R, and Ricardo Williams, better known as Cardo GT-R.
Been around the GT-R Festival since basically its inception, and basically just wanted to start doing the judging because, one, my passion for cars and attention to detail is something that you kind of look for in a judge, and yeah, it's something that I find fun to do. The caliber of car that comes here every year is just steps up every single year. You think that this is the top, and then next year it just goes another level past it. So it is increasingly hard to devote the time and effort that each car needs to properly judge it and give the best unbiased opinion that you possibly can. So yeah, very hard.
Our international guests had a choice award to give out for their favourite car at the show.
I like the quirky things. I like the things that generally I don't think a lot of people would pick. But this one already won an award. That Ute, the VR38 Ute, Frank, I guess, built this. So good, so good.
Anthony Barr's wrecked R32 GT-R from Custom Imports in South Australia with billet block, G42 and sequential transmission took the PRP Choice Award. With so many cars to choose from and not enough time to look at them all, we gave our Motive Choice Award to SAU New South Wales for their entire display and their continued support of GT-R Festival. Now let's take a look at the other Show and Shine Award winners. Cultura Auto Lifestyle put together a supercar display. Considering the rivalry that many supercars have with the GT-R, it was only fitting. Precision Racing also had their Huracan STO shop car and some other supercars on display. There was also some imposters on display around the event, including some Supras and Evos. The 2023 PRP GT-R Festival had the largest traders alley to date. Over 30 companies had their merchandise on sale and their latest and greatest products on display. It was like being a kid in a candy store for GT-R owners, with so much to check out.
Instead of telling you about all the products that we do cover for the GT-R, because we do it all, we do turbo kits, we offer Garrett precision, you know, we've got 6-boost manifold, R-Tech manifolds. Anything that is good for an RB, we carry it. But other than everything else that we support for the scene, we've released our new billet dry sump, 4-wheel drive dry sump, which is on display here. It's also racing in a couple of cars on the drag strip, including Jun. We've got our new IGN 35A coils, which released today, which is the IGN 1A coil into a 35 body that fits any 35 coil kit with almost 3 times the oomph. We've got our new fuel rails that have just released today as well, and we also have on display our new groundbreaking RB block, which is a proof of cast block, which is basically the first cylinder and the last cylinder of the engine, and we pattern it off into the 6-cylinder now that the 2 cylinders working. We hope to go into casting in the next couple of weeks on that. And also we've got our cylinder head, which we were hoping to have the cast here for, but it didn't quite make it. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have cylinder heads and blocks that we start prototyping and developing with, testing with, to go into full production, hopefully by the end of the year, to offer turnkey, machined, ready to go RB heads and blocks, because the industry needs them. So that's all happening today. So it's groundbreaking. It's the biggest one yet, and that's probably the most that's happened to the GT-R scene since the GT-R scene started. So there you go. It's all happening here at GT-R Fest 2023.
So Vibrant Performance is a Canadian company. It's actually our 25th anniversary this year. So we are the #1 supplier in North America of professional fabrication components. Now, for the last few years, we've been working towards it, and we're finally here in Australia with stock here in a warehouse in Sydney and distributors all over the country. This weekend, I've got our new HD clamps, evolution of our intercooler piping clamps, and our new Gen 3 catch can range as well.
So Turbo Smart's supported GT-R Festival since the dawn of time. We've been to every event and we'll continue to go to every event. It's one of our most favourite events on the calendar. And if you just look around at the atmosphere, I mean, you can't beat it. So as of late, just due to the interest in the RB26 platform, we have increased our GT-R model-specific range with, model-specific blower valves, model-specific internal wastegate actuators. And for all the people upgrading, built motors and single turbos, we've got the external wastegates, fuel regs, blower valves to suit that as well.
So we've been here 4 years now in a row, and we came back here because this is the place where we want to be to showcase all our products for the GT-R community. We're very Skyline focused, and that includes GT-Rs. My personal favourite part of the event, honestly, has been hearing everyone's reactions to our Skyline. People just can't get enough of the boat thing, and hearing people just laugh and giggle every time they walk past and seeing the boat. It just puts a smile on my face knowing that I've done the right thing.
So Link ECU attends the GT-R Festival because our biggest selling ECU is the R32 GT-R plug-in. And for me personally, I'm a GT-R owner and I love the R32 GT-R. So for the GT-R, we have a full plug-in unit that replaces the factory PCB and sits in the OEM ECU housing, and that can control every single function on the car itself. You can wire in sequential gearboxes like your Albin ST6s, OS88s from OS Geekin, and all that can be wired in directly to the PCB.
We obviously import all around the world, but we mainly focus on Japan. So not just only import, we source for a lot of people. We actually source now for a few companies. Our passion is specialist like vehicles like GT-Rs and Evos and STIs. And we also do the compliance and the ADR approvals. We do model reports. The business it's actually a big business. We've got like 15 to 17 staff at all time every day.
Now the focus really shifting to not only performance but repair options. We want to be able to give people options to upgrade and replace components that you just can't get down the road. Our air conditioning kits are very popular, power steering kits are very popular for that exact reason. There's performance in mind but also OEM replacement. It's a bolt-on kit and it's really good value for money. So today we've got a few new products. We've made a few changes to fuel systems in terms of looks and weight. We've switched to a different material like billet aluminium and different colouring just to try and keep up with brand and looks, and about to release air conditioning kits for R33 and R34. We've had a lot of people asking and yeah, we've seen the success of the R32 kit and we'll just carry on with that.
We've always been working side by side with Andrew with his project cars and everything like that, and it's a really great audience. The guys and girls that own vehicles here, they know what they want. They know what they have to do to their cars to get them the horsepower that they want, and we really need to be here to be a part of that, to support them and help them walk through what turbo is best suited for their vehicle. And yeah, they're a little bit more teched up than the normal crowd because they've got a good understanding of how their vehicle works.
So here at Cultura, we are obviously mostly based around the detailing, PPF. We do vinyl wrapping now as well. We do vehicle storage, so we make cars look very pretty. It's been crazy. Everyone's so G'd up, they love their GT-Rs. It's an awesome event, love it.
That brings us to the end of part 1 of our coverage of the 2023 Platinum Racing Products GT-R Festival. In part 2, we check out the cars in action on the motorkhana, the Garrett Advancing Motion dyno comp, and on the drag strip to see who took home the cash and prizes. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss all of the action. Let's end this feature with some more cars from the show and shine.